Hello, everyone, and welcome to Grip Locked Foundation Disc Golf's weekly podcast. I'm Hunter, joined as always by Trevor. Merry Christmas, which was yesterday. This is a little...
What did you get for Christmas, man?
I don't know yet. This is a pre-recorded show, so if any news drops between the 23rd of December through the 25th of December, just beware that we don't know it yet when we're recording this episode.
So the good news is January 1st, like when all the player announcements will start, that's on a Sunday.
You know they're all posting on Monday.
Yeah, they are. You're right.
But if any big news broke between Friday and Sunday, we aren't going to know it during this episode. Just be aware of that. We'll fill you in.
It's probably pouring in as
January 2nd. But before we get into the show too much, we're going to talk about World's announcement. Pretty exciting stuff there. Trevor's trivia. There is a lot of off-season player tracking that's went down, and then a little disc golf Christmas prompt that we put out on social media. Should be a pretty quick episode, to be honest with you. But we're pretty excited for it. But first, take a moment to thank our sponsors. Hey fellas, this episode of Grip Locked is brought to you by our favorite producers of ball trimmers, Manscaped. The global leaders in below-the-waist grooming are leaving 2022 with brand new products, the Preserve Cologne and Preserve Body Wash. 2023 is the year to up your hygiene game and smell amazing, and Manscaped wants to help you do so with this special offer. Use the code GRIPLOCKED for 20% off and free shipping over at manscaped.com. Take the leap into the new year and join the 7 million men worldwide who already trust Manscaped. 2023 is on its way, and it's the last thing you want to do is be the guy with stuff just getting in your way and making it, and you want to make sure that you make it the best yet with the Manscaped Lawnmower 4.0. It's the Leader Performance Package 4.0, or as I call it, the perfect package for your package. Manscaped engineered the ultimate groin and body trimmer by focusing on intelligent functionality and incredible, comfortable grooming experience. So this year, shave it all down with the signature Lawnmower 4.0. Manscaped's here to take down everything in its path. Are you having trouble with wild weeds in your nose and ear? Boom, they've got you covered there too with the Weed Whacker. Change the game for how you whack your worst weeds up top and down below. And like I mentioned in the little beginning of this, their brand new Preserve scent, a Preserve body wash and a Preserve cologne. Talk about being clean, feeling, and smelling good. The new Preserve body wash from Manscaped solves all of these for the perfect addition to your daily grooming routine, but in the shower has a light woodsy scent that is infused with aloe vera and sea salt to keep you feeling clean, nice, and moisturized all the doo-dah days. So get 20% off and free shipping with the code GRIPLOCKED at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com with the code GRIPLOCKED. Happy New Year's, everyone. Let's get into the first exciting news of the day. This one was a little bit coming, a while coming. Very, very exciting. Can't actually believe exactly that it happened. But 2024 majors in general have been announced. But the big one to us, the 2024 World Championship, will be hosted 10 minutes away from our front doorstep in Lynchburg, Virginia. Technically in Forest, Virginia and Bedford County. But apparently the PDGA likes to be focused on a city. So Lynchburg City.
Makes sense.
Hometown of 2024 World Championship. Crazy. Unbelievable.
Pretty crazy. Like the idea that people are going to search for New London and see how we have muddied all of YouTube with us hitting trees and throwing just the worst shots of all time on that course. Like that's just all over the internet. That is just, it brings me a lot of joy to know that. People are like, let's check out this course for Worlds. And it's going to be Hunter throwing a tomahawk with like a tilt. Like it's just the best.
So obviously they're going to be using New London, a course that if you're a fan of the channel, if you watch our channel at all, you've seen us play. Also the feature course of the Battle for Bedford for the last several years. And then there's a new course going in at Ivy Hill Golf Club.
I'm really excited about that. And I hope they can keep it permanent.
Yeah, from what I understand, that is the goal of it, is for it to be a permanent course. But it's being designed specifically for Worlds. It's going to be a little bit of a beast of a course from what I get. But the property lays out great for a golf course. Central Virginia, Lynchburg's known for being the Hill City. A lot of places probably are called the Hill City. But you'll see it on this golf course. A lot of elevation changes, a lot of woods that can be brought in. Yeah. It's not... I have no concern about it being your typical throw down the fairway, boring golf course.
When you think golf course, Ivy Hills is not typical. I've played it before. And there is so much elevation change on that course, like valleys all over the place. Like a very common hole there is be teeing off up high and the fairway go into a valley and then back up, like elevated, perched up greens. There's water on the course. Like there's so much variety in the topography of the course, if you will, that they will have no issue making an incredibly entertaining disc golf course. And I'm going to be fascinated to see what they do with the property because I've only played golf there like once. Hunter knows a little better than I do, but it'll be pretty cool. And in fact, if you want to see that course. We play the front 9 of the property, but at least get an eye on the property. In my first foundation video I was ever in was me and Hunter playing Paul and his brother in a video where we played 9 holes of golf and 9 holes of disc golf. It's on our YouTube channel. First video I was ever in before it was announced I was even a part of foundation, and that is at Ivy Hills. So there you go.
Fun fact for you there.
There's fun fact.
I was pulling up the press release at Ledgestone release. So another thing that I guess we should bring up is Nate Heinold and the Ledgestone team are going to be coming in town to run this event. This is, I believe, Nate's 7th major, 2nd world championship that he's going to run. Best, by far, in my opinion, the best person to be coming in town to do so. Experience-wise, just knowledge-wise. Obviously, he's also the president of the board of directors of the PDGA, but very experienced tournament director, him and his staff. I am very excited. I honestly think this has potential, not just because it's in our front yard, but to be one of the best world championships of all time. I think the courses are going to very well complement each other.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be any signal issues. The only concern is New London with spectators.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places spectators can be. Parking's not going to be an issue there either, but New London with spectators might be a little bit tough.
Let's have to figure out how they want to lay it out.
Yeah.
Do we know? We don't even know the round format. So
Ivy with spectators. Ivy's the feature course. So I would imagine it'll be 3 rounds Ivy, 2 New London. That's what I would imagine.
Right. So they'll finish at Ivy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they actually talked about what the finishing stretch is like at Ivy. So both courses will play around 11,500 feet from the MPOTs, and FPO will play 8,300 at New London. I believe that's just the AMTs out there. I think that's what they'll play, which I think is going to be an incredible FPO course.
Dude, that'll be, because like the short tees, to give reference, like from the long tees, I'm at my best, I'm shooting like 5 to 10 over. From the short tees, I can get under par. But it's a challenge. And the OB is still there from the short tee, exactly the same. So watching FPO attack that course, it is a course that will benefit the players that can throw far with accuracy, because there is, from the short tees, there are par 4s and 5s that you can really get easy birdies with, and maybe even eagles from the short tees. But it's a big keep the disc in bounds course. So I think it'll play really nice. I can't wait to see people attack that course. It's going to be fascinating.
I'm very excited.
Interested to see if they change anything.
Scoring separation at New London is going to be electric.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it was a course meant for tour. I think once Worlds comes here, it's going to be hard for the Pro Tour to deny a tour stop, because I think that once the pros play it, it's just built for it. When you play it, I've played a lot of tour courses, and then New London, every time I play it, I'm like, it's demanding and extremely fair. And it's, I think, exactly what the tour needs, to where like if you throw a good shot, you're rewarded. It's very obvious where you want to avoid. Even though some of the holes are blind because it's longer, you know exactly what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
I'm very excited that course is going to be featured in a world championship. And then Ivy Hill, I just want to read a little bit. So Ivy Hill course will finish with a remarkable stretch of 4 holes, 3 par 5s in the last 4, to offer plenty of scoring separation, including the 1,200-foot par 5 uphill finishing hole. Hole 17 is an island green tucked in between 2 willow trees over a small pond with OB long.
That's sick.
So the 4-hole stretch has a stadium-like finish and will provide a memorable championship moment and a wonderful spectator experience. So it sounds like they've kind of made a finishing stretch that is going to be very demanding. I haven't seen the Ivy course yet. I'm hoping I get to walk it here in the next few weeks.
It's totally limitless what they can do with that property.
I'm imagining this island green. I think I know where it is. I think when they're describing it, I think I can picture the hole.
Is that the hole that's downhill to the water that we were trying to carry it and we kept going in it?
Possibly. It depends on what. That's one possibility. Yeah. There's more water. I think from what I understand, this is on the back 9. I think that hole's on the front 9.
Front.
But yeah, so Island Green, hole 17, I always love the sound of that, because that just basically means it's not over no matter what. And then a 1,200-foot par 5 uphill. Only question I have is, like, how uphill are we talking? Because
sounds like you're not eagling it.
That would be the only downside. But if it's tough enough that birdie's great.
It sounds like a birdie might be the tough play, and then we'll see what they do with the OB.
Yeah, and I like the idea, stadium seating surrounding the final green.
Well, yeah, and a 1,200-foot hole in the last hole means that you will be able to line the fair. Like, there won't be like 6 rows back of people. they'll be able to line that whole fairway, both sides probably, and watch.
Yeah.
So, that's going to be awesome.
So they throw out the number they're expecting the event to attract nearly 20,000 spectators throughout the course of the competition, meaning 5 days, averaging 4,000 people a day, essentially.
Fair, yeah.
Which I think is exactly what to expect. Because the good thing, too, about where we are at, Lynchburg, obviously Lynchburg's not a big city, right? We're bigger than Emporia, Kansas by a considerable margin.
Yeah,
so some
small.
people were already saying stuff like, oh, hotels are going to be a nightmare. No, what we have Liberty here, and so many hotels survive on Liberty and Liberty graduation.
There's also a million Airbnbs.
There's Airbnbs all over the place, and I want to say there's over 20 hotels in Lynchburg. And Lynchburg, if you're in a hotel in Lynchburg, the farthest you are from Ivy or New London is like 25 minutes.
Yeah.
That's the farthest out you are if you're in a hotel in Lynchburg. So and Nate Heinold also said this in one of his posts, I have no concerns as a local as long as they don't choose something that coincides with a Liberty graduation or a Liberty College for a Weekend event, which they shouldn't because this should be during the summer, I would imagine. Then I have no concerns about
things are low key here during the summer. So yeah, it shouldn't be an issue at all. And like the other good thing is we're so close to bigger Virginia cities like your Roanoke's, your Charlottesville, your Richmonds that'll attract people. And then also we're close to Raleigh, Charlotte area.
That's what I was going to say.
So we'll get the Charlotte crowd. You can day trip it.
Knoxville, big disc golf scene there, 3 hours away.
Yeah.
Charlotte, 3 hours away. Raleigh, 2 hours away.
We're just in
Richmond,
a good spot
2
on the
hours
East
away.
Coast where people will drive from north, people will drive from south, and like it could be. I think it'll be a very highly attended event.
Yeah,
it should be pretty huge.
And that's what. And plus, obviously, New London, Paul Macbeth feature design course, Ivy Hill. I believe Nate Heinold design is going to be the final. I believe Nate Heinold has like the final say on the design of that course, but I'm sure it'll have influence. Some from Paul. I know Paul was one of the people that initially walked it with him.
Yeah.
Also, some local guys I think have been out there some. But obviously,
that's going to be so cool.
Nate knows how to put a course together and knows how to run a tournament. So I don't think I've ever been more excited for an event.
Yeah, it's gonna be very special. I mean, we're already thinking about all the stuff we'll be able to do surrounding the event. Obviously, we hope to.
Yeah, there were some people that had questions as to like how much involvement did we have getting Worlds here?
None.
Zero. I found out about it maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, and asked around like, hey, is this like actually a possibility? Like, what am I hearing here? And then I heard maybe a week ago like, yeah, we just got it. And I was like, there's no shot. There's no way that actually happened.
It's nuts.
But Foundation will be, I don't know to what extent will be involved. I know I personally will be involved as much as humanly possible. I've already had a few phone calls, but I don't know at what extent Foundation will be involved. We're definitely going to run some test events and stuff leading up to the tournament. So very, very exciting stuff. But yeah, a lot of people were asking us that. And if you want to say Foundation had any involvement, the only chance of involvement we had was we shoot videos in New London.
Yeah.
So basically none, but I'm stoked. I'm so excited.
It's going to be awesome. We're actually running a tournament the same weekend that we're trying to get everybody to play. No, I'm just kidding.
We're running a tournament to go alongside Worlds. You tee in the afternoon, we'll tee you in the morning. But this obviously, when I honestly, I haven't even looked too much at what the other majors locations were announced because
I know.
I saw World Lynchburg, and I was like,
didn't even look at the rest of the article. We need to.
I know Appling is still home to Champions Cup, and I believe Texas. I'll pull it up here. I believe Texas is going to be home to USW DGC. But I'll pull it up right here.
We got to do like a flex start like before Worlds for people to come in town and play like a flex start.
Foundation flex start. So Am Worlds has been announced that it'll be in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I also think it's interesting they put how many bids these tournaments received. So like Am Worlds received 2 bids. Pro Worlds received 3 bids. So it's very interesting, like not a lot of competition honestly going on with these Worlds. So Grand Rapids, Michigan, this year Am Worlds going to be in Peoria, Illinois. So funny enough, Nate Heinold, he has his hands full, man. He's running Am Worlds this year and Pro Worlds next year. Ledgestone and
is
D-Glow.
practically Am Worlds V2.
Yeah.
There's so many AMs there.
The Masters Disc Golf World Championship will be in Emporia. It's in Flagstaff, Arizona this year. And then it'll be in Emporia, Kansas in 2024.
Those Masters, man, got to go play out in that wind. Whew.
Junior Disc Golf World Championship in 2024 will be in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Interesting.
2023, Peoria, Illinois. Actually, 2022 and 2023 were back-to-back Peoria, Illinois. Then it's moving to Tulsa, Oklahoma for 2024.
Peoria is disc golf capital of the world.
USWDGC will return to Texas in 2024. It's in Burlington, North Carolina this year, this upcoming year, about hour and a half south of us, actually.
Wait, are they playing USWGC at North Cove?
Burlington, North Carolina. They're playing it at Rock Creek, I believe. It's on the backside of Cedar Rock. They played it for U.S. Masters, probably like 2014, 2015 range. It was like a temp course put in.
Good?
Rock Creek?
Yeah,
it's a very fun course.
Okay.
I played it. They still had it in for the Sneaky Pete Classic one year. They let us play it. Very fun course, but it's being permanently put in for
sick.
USWDGC.
That's cool.
Because I want to say it's like equestrian trails on that side of the property, something along those lines.
That'd be cool.
Very cool property down there. U.S. Masters Championship will be at Buckhorn in North Carolina.
Okay.
No way. That's pretty sick. And also Diablo, so Raleigh.
Ooh. That's an interesting one. The Diablo has not gotten really any pro attention.
Yeah, they received 5 bids. That's also interesting. U.S. Masters received 5 bids, one of the most bids.
It'd be sick if we had Junior Worlds up here.
USWDGC also received 5 bids.
Junior Worlds would be fun to have in town.
Champions Cup, Appling, Georgia, again. I'm hoping that's just where it stays. I'm hoping that doesn't move. But yes, there it is.
WR in the schedule.
That's where all the majors will be. The other storyline alongside Worlds that I saw was a lot of people were upset that it wasn't going to Europe. Disc golf currently, the current landscape of disc golf, World Championship can't be outside of the U.S. yet. I think give it a few years. But the problem is, like, you have the European Open, right? And the European Open shows you what the field strength would be if there was a Worlds in Europe, essentially. You might get a little bit stronger field.
But not a ton.
But the problem is, if you take an average Disc Golf Pro Tour event and then you compare it to the European Open, the majority of the time, the Pro Tour event has a stronger field. Because as of right now, in this current moment in our sport, the strongest players are U.S. players.
Yeah.
That is not to say that 5 years from now that's flipped. There's a lot of young talent in Europe.
So many guys that just can't afford to get over there.
So as more money comes into the sport and as the European sport develops, 100% Worlds will one day not be in the U.S.
Yeah. Well,
and I'm sure there's bids coming in. I'm pretty sure I heard online, I'm pretty sure someone had said that UC was trying to put a bid in for Finland. I don't know if that was this year or if maybe that's 2025.
I think Worlds should definitely exist in Europe at some point. I think it's a little too soon, but we'll see what happens this year because I believe they made Sula.
Sula's a full pro tour.
They made Sula a full pro tour this year, so we'll see if more people go now that it's 2 weeks of full pro tour versus the Silver Series and then the major.
And Konopiste is a Euro tour coming back, and I just saw the announcement that Paul Macbeth's playing Konopiste this year.
That's sick.
He's playing the Euro tour event.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's fun to see, like a transition on tours there to go to.
Yeah, I don't know if other players will follow him at all. Like,
that'd be great for the Euro Tour. I'd like to see like the Euro Tour be able to have a few events each year that are big enough and at courses like Konopiste that people love. That like they can get some crossover players because like that's huge for the popularity of those tours.
Yeah,
that'd be sweet.
So very interesting because Konopiste was a major back in 2018, Eagles' first major win. Very, very cool tournament, very cool course over there. So with Paul going, that'll bring some notoriety, obviously. I believe there's coverage anyways of it, but now it'll be a little bit another reason to watch that coverage. European Open happening again. 2023 is going to be very exciting, and then 2024, obviously, World's coming to Lynchburg. I mean, it was something like, you always dreamed about it. Like I would always talk with Bedford Parks and Rec about like trying to get a pro tour out to New London. Closest we ever gotten was we were in conversations about like getting a Silver Series out here. But it just like one or two pieces always needed to fall into place, and those pieces just never quite lined up. They never quite were able to fall into place.
Yeah.
And so it was just like, it wasn't a lost cause. It was still like a goal, but it was just like if it happens, it happens type goal. Right. And we just bypassed Silver Series, Pro Tours, everything, and we went straight to a major, World Championship.
True.
The major. Even. Yeah, I'm beyond excited. I cannot wait. And hopefully, if you live anywhere in the area or you're just interested in stopping, looking for a trip in 2024, come to Worlds. Check out the Foundation store while you're here.
Heck yeah.
We'll definitely do some like bogey row battles and stuff like that leading up to it because obviously we'll have a lot of people in town A lot of content opportunities. So
Yeah.
very, very, very excited stuff. But all right, it's time to hop into a fan favorite segment, the one, the only, Sir Trevor's Trivia.
Well, before we get into that,
Oh, never mind.
there's a surprise segment.
Oh. Surprise, mother lover.
I've been waiting to do this for a while. So basically, I haven't gotten Hunter and Connor's Christmas presents yet because this is what I was waiting for our Christmas episode. And we're gonna play a little game.
Wait, does Connor need to be here?
Well, we'll ask him the question, but we'll do yours first. So basically, the way this is gonna work, it could be a good present or it could be a bad present.
I don't like this.
So the way this is gonna work is I've got eBay open here, and you're gonna give me a search prompt. Let's say you can use 5 words, but not the name of a disc. You can use a manufacturer, not the name of the disc. You're going to give me 5 words, and I'm going to search. I'm going to use the price range tool. We're going to keep it we'll say $35-ish and under. So I'll filter by that, and then you're going to give me a number. And that disc, when I scroll to it, is what you're getting for Christmas. So you could end up with something sick, some real old
I can't
cool
use the name of a disc.
No. So you could be something absolutely tragic. So this would be interesting. Hunter, you can go first.
I'm going Innova.
Innova.
Is CE one word?
Yeah.
Okay, CE.
You think you're gonna be able to find CE for $35 or less?
Well, what happens if I just get nothing? If it's
we'll see what pops up.
all right. Well, I want to go Innova CE Ken Climo. I have a disc in mind I want, but I can't say
I'm gonna search and I'm gonna filter the price, and I'm gonna have you. And I also need to filter to buy it now because I need to be able to actually get it. And then you may give me a number.
2.
Wow.
What'd I get?
Pretty sick. You got yourself a Casey Pro Banshee.
Oh, heck yeah.
Actually a pretty cool disc. Only $20 and an old Innova Casey Pro Banshee. That's actually that's a very good one because that's pretty sick. Pre-flight number, Casey Pro Banshee.
I'm going a similar route here. Are you ready?
Hold on a second. Let me add that one to my cart.
I feel like I should be in frame here. Let me just.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay, Connor. Hunter did really well there because there was just normal champ discs.
I knew exactly. Ooh, so that's scary.
Yeah, he got very fortunate. That was the perfect number for him.
Because I knew exactly what I wanted to say. I was going to say before Hunter said that. I was just going to say Innova Champion Edition. But that's dangerous because you might just end up with the Champion Groove.
That's why I said CE. Because I wanted to try to eliminate Champion.
But I don't want to say the same thing you said.
You can. You just pick another number.
You could also throw a year in there.
Did you say Innova CE Ken Climo?
Yeah.
That's 4 words.
He had another one. Yeah. He could have used another word.
Oh, you can say 5.
Up to 5.
Oh,
yeah.
so I can say Champion Edition and then a word.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't say the disc.
Can't say a disc name.
Yeah,
that was pretty
I'm
impressive.
going to
I had
say,
no idea how this would work.
I'm going to say Innova.
People hate that we love Innova
this much. Champion Edition CE.
Oh. Just that.
And that's it. That's all I'm going to say.
Let me filter it.
I gotta see Trevor.
No, you can't. You can't watch it. It'd be more suspenseful. I'll show you after if it's interesting.
And I'm going to say...
Hold on. Let me filter it.
He's filtering.
I'm terrified.
There. Okay.
So you put in the filter the price range.
Yeah. It's already filtered.
So number 1 is an actual.
Yes.
Should I say number 1 then? I'm
scared of number 1.
I'm scared of number 1 too. I'm going for it. Number 1.
Number 1 is.
Oh no!
You just got a T-bird, man.
This is a 2002 Veterans Park Open stamped.
Okay.
That's cool.
CE Gazelle.
Oh, that's pretty sick.
Pretty sick.
That's very cool.
Yeah, very cool.
What's funny is that exact search with price range 1 through 6 were all CE Gazelles.
Oh, okay.
Which is a very cool one. Hey, that worked out. I wasn't sure how that segment would work, and it worked. 2 pretty cool discs. So
I was trying to get a CE Rock.
There you have it.
That's where my lingo was going. But I was like, I don't think I can find one for under 35. But I'm very excited about a Banshee.
That'll be pretty sick.
The question is, do we throw it? Are you throwing yours? My brother used to throw the crap out of a Banshee. I'll find out.
All right.
Oh,
well,
no,
it's actual.
in the field.
It's actual trivia time now. Enough nonsense. So today, We're going to do a speed round quiz. I think this is like the last of the Sporkle ones for now. They've been really fun to do. So if you want to get on my show trivia wise,
this is your show?
My segment trivia wise, if you make disc golf Sporkle quizzes.
I finally made it to the Trevor Staub show, everyone.
There you go.
That should have been your Christmas present to me.
Yes, I thought about that, but I didn't. I would have paid a lot of money just to avoid that. But anyway, so if you make Sporkle quizzes, I will play them because they're a good time for the show. They're really easy to regulate because they're already all finished. So basically, what we're gonna do today. It's been a while since the 2021 season. A lot of the stuff we know is from the 2022 season. So we're gonna do this is all the 2021 PDGA tournament winners for MPO.
Gosh.
And the way we're gonna do this, there's 20 of them, and
this is like Pro Tour only.
Well, they were still NTs.
They were still NTs in 2021.
Yeah, it's Pro Tours and NTs and majors. It looks like.
Gosh, dang.
Is it majors? I see U.S. disc golf. Yeah, and majors. So the way we're gonna do this is we're gonna see. I want to make it like time and pressure. So we're gonna give you 2 minutes. So you can set 2 minutes on your phone, and as soon as you get one wrong, you're done.
Well, Trevor, I think you're greatly overestimating how much I'm gonna know because I'm trying to think through the season. 2021 Las Vegas, I can't even think.
But you can start with the ones that you know had to have won that season, and then you can try and get more specific.
Oh, so I don't have to list the tournaments they won.
No.
I just list the players who
Correct.
won. Okay.
Correct.
All right, I'm ready then.
All right.
Go. James Conrad. Paul Macbeth. All right.
Those two are good.
Ricky Wysocki. I wonder when the last time Ricky
Correct.
had a winless season. Something to think about.
So far, you have 7 out of 20 of the victories right now.
Okay, well, that's great. But I'm way ahead of where I thought I'd be. Okay, 2021. What happened in 2021? We started off with the Las Vegas Challenge, where we had blankety blank blank Eagle McMahon.
Mahon, correct.
So he dominated that.
Now
That
you
should
have
give me a
11
lot.
out
Yeah.
of 20.
He dominated 2021. Okay, then from there we moved on to Waco. And in Waco 2021, that was the year that I believe Paul won because I think Kona won FPO because Colton won before that. So we're not going to say Colton. We're going to keep going. Yes. Okay. 2021, Mason Ford won Music City Open.
That's correct.
So I have 12 now.
12.
2021, we
Dang, this is
also
becoming a
had. Gosh, no, I'm stalled now. I'm stalled. 2021, man. Who won 2021?
Some big players left off your list.
Yeah, because I'm scared of him. Calvin Heimberg had to have won.
Calvin
Because I think he won Jones.
Heimberg. If I spelled his name right, he's not on the list.
Did he not win in 2021?
Did he not win? Did I spell his name wrong? Just keep going. We'll look at that after.
I don't know anymore, man.
'Cause I would have thought he would have won.
I don't know anymore. Okay,
There's-
5 seconds.
There's one more big player that you.
Well, now you're.
Oh,
making me feel like an idiot.
Heimberg is correct. I had his name.
Oh, well,
I had a typo.
okay. Well, you took me up my time.
I said to keep going.
You took up my
You got
time.
13 out of 20. You didn't name Dickerson.
I didn't know if he won. I thought about him.
I'm pretty
GMC?
sure.
Did he win GMC?
This is the season. Yeah, he won.
Green Mountain.
Yeah, he won GMC.
I was thinking about him, but I couldn't think.
So you had.
I couldn't think back to 2021, like how much he was touring that year.
Nico won Waco.
That was the year Nico won with a little Annie throw-in on
Hammond
17.
had 2 wins that year: Masters Cup and MVP Open. Connor O'Reilly won the Delaware Disc Golf Challenge.
I forgot about that NT.
And Kyle Klein won Idlewild, and then Nathan Queen won the finale.
I didn't know the finale was even
Yeah,
on
well,
there.
that one doesn't.
If
really
you had
count
told me that, I
much.
would have got that.
Yeah.
I forgot Nico won Waco because he threw the Annie Flex on 17 for the win.
Yep.
Waco always has weird winners, like Big Germ,
That's
Colton
the Texas
Montgomery,
swing a lot of times.
James Comrade, Nico LaCastro, Luke Humphreys was in it this year.
The Texas swing can be interesting.
It was fascinating. Speaking of Texas, Off-season player tracking, Lone Star's coming in hot, signing Emerson Keith, announcing a 1-year deal with Lone Star Disc for 2023, and they're still teasing more people for January. We also have had 3 more players announcing that they are leaving Innova. We now have Stacy Ronsley, Maria Oliva, and Lisa Fakis have all announced now that they are
How
not
does
going to be with
Innova just always end up with a mass exodus now? 2 years in a row.
More than that. Because remember when
3 years in a row?
when Paul left in 2018, there was those memes of
Who's
that's when,
left on their team now? Because I feel like it's
well, so
still
these
stacked.
are the players that have lost that Innova has lost this offseason.
Yeah.
James Proctor, Anthony Barella, Lisa Fakis, Stacy Ronsley, Maria Oliva.
Like, I'm trying to find their.
They still have Sexton, Barsby, Germ,
They've got their core for sure.
Philo.
Team. Like, who's on their star team right now? Let's see. They still have Jen Allen, Greg Barsby, Henna,
Evelina.
Philo, Double G, Calvin, Haley, Big Germ, Juliana Corver, Evelina, Owned. So their FPO team is really good. And they have Sexton. So their MPO team is kind of lacking, I would say.
But they have personalities.
They've got Barsby. Like Big Germ is a good personality. I mean, their team is still pretty good. They're innovative at the end of the day. I guess it's like.
Well, because remember 2018.
You would think they'd be even better considering how big that company is.
2018, when Paul left, I remember there being memes of Sexton sitting by himself in an empty stadium, and it said,
Right.
"Look at Team Innova for next year." Like those memes happen every year.
Like Innova is supposed to be like the leaders. They're supposed to have how long has it been? Obviously, forever, pretty much since Paul left. Like where the best player in the world or one of the best players.
Well, when Paul left,
Calvin,
they signed.
and sure they have Calvin, but
When Paul left, they brought Ricky in.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. Like they immediately replaced, but then they lost Rick and they kept Calvin. But it's like they almost need like Gannon Burr now.
If they lose Calvin, they're hurting.
Dude, Gannon Burr to Innova would be gas.
Gannon Burr, I don't think's leaving Prodigy.
I hope Prodigy locks him down. I'm just saying
The Prodigy,
that signing would be gas.
That's the announcement I'm waiting for this offseason. Is Prodigy needs to sign that man to an extension.
But yeah, Innova not having a even more stacked team surprises me.
Yeah, no, I agree. Well, it's just Innova is doubling down, tripling down on essentially they have their few guys that make them their money, and everyone else they're willing to say you're not worth that to us. From what it seems like, another player that announced since last week's episode was I forgot I had a meeting at 2 that scared the crap out of me. Another player that left since last week's episode was Erica Stinchcomb. Has left Westside, and this one was fascinating to me. Well, not really fascinating, but her post made it pretty obvious that it wasn't her choice to leave Westside.
Oh.
So her Instagram's name's America. I always think it's funny. Am Erica. And then her PJ number. She says, I'm saddened to announce that I will no longer be representing Westside Disc. The last 5 years on Team Westside helped me get to where I am today. Westside has been my only disc manufacturing sponsor, and I believe my time with them was both valuable and meaningful. I tell people every day that I have the best job in the world. This was a sudden and disappointing surprise, but I have faced larger hurdles than this. One of my greatest strengths is perseverance. This is a logistical setback, but more importantly, a chance for growth. I see opportunities for expansion and new passion projects. I will be on tour full-time next year with exciting sponsorship announcements to come.
I would say it's more likely that I doubt they straight up dropped her. They probably just said they were having to cut into her, whatever they're paying her maybe, or maybe offered her a new contract that just stunk compared to her old one. But they definitely did something along those lines.
I just thought typically most of these other posts you see, you can't tell, did they leave? Did Innova tell them to leave?
Well,
whatever.
Usually it's the players leaving for a different manufacturer.
Yeah,
almost
but
every time.
typically when you read it, it's very vague.
Yeah.
Just thank you so much to my previous sponsor. I'm sad to be leaving, blah, blah, blah. But you get to feel a lot of times that it's the player leaving. Whereas this one, it was just a logistical setback, sudden, didn't expect it. And it was whoa. So still a lot of players on the table. A lot of players this offseason we talked about last week have announced they're leaving, and no announcements have really come in the wake of telling us where they're going.
Yeah, I mean, AB is the big fish right now. He's the one that has really got my attention.
James Proctor will be interesting only if
Proctor's
he fully
a good
tours.
player.
If Proctor decides to go full tour, someone's getting a steal, more than likely. He'll be a big player on tour next year.
Yeah.
If he decides to full tour. He's always been a great player, but typically the West Coast swing comes, it's James Proctor, what the heck? And then he's gone and you don't see him again. So if he's fully on tour, I think he could also be a big fish. But yeah, AB's the big name. Lisa Fakis on FPO, that's obviously a big name. Maria Oliva, she's popped off some here and there. She has a lot of upside. It'll be interesting to see where they end up. Lisa Fakis, Texas person. I mean, Lone Star's been signing the heck out of all the Texas people. Maybe that's where she ends
the
up.
Only Texas company? Why do I feel like? No, I mean,
No, there's
just a lot of people that throw Dynamic in Texas.
No, there's another Texas company. They make the
Mint. Is Mint in Texas?
Mint's based out of Texas. That might be what I'm thinking of.
So it could be them too.
Mint. Yeah. It just seems like with Emerson, when the Emerson announcement happened, Brody responded and said signing up all that Texas talent because Chandler Kramer's based in Texas. Obviously, Nikola Castro is not, but
home field advantage.
something to think about. All right, to wrap the show up, to finish it out. Obviously, Christmas was yesterday. Hopefully, you all had a great Christmas. Hopefully, we did too. We're filming this in advance. Both of our sons' first Christmases.
Exciting.
Very exciting. I'm very excited. My son's not old enough to open gifts yet, but we're going to let him
Brooks
try.
is old enough to realize that he wants the boxes more than the presents. He just wants like
well, that I don't think. From what I remember of my nieces, that doesn't go away till they're like 4.
Yeah.
Or they open it and they start playing with boxes and stacking them up. But
it's a good time.
Very excited stuff. But yeah, hopefully you all had a good Christmas. We put out a tweet to get disc golf Christmas stories, experiences, gifts, whatever people wanted to throw us. The Christmas-related disc golf things. And we'll finish out the show by kind of reading some of these out.
Yeah, I'll go through some people's Christmas disc golf experiences. First, I got one from John Betzold here. He said, got my brother a brand new Get Freaky Zone for Christmas. Play around in the afternoon to work off the feast. Hole 1, first throw, slams it into a tree next to the basket and aces it.
No shot. That's sick. We used to have, did your family ever have like a disc golf tradition for one of the holidays?
I wish. What?
My dad, my dad, and my brother for like probably about 3 years, 2 to 3 years, I would say, where before any of us had kids. Well, my dad obviously had kids, but before Jimmy and I had kids, we would on Thanksgiving meet up around lunchtime, go play around a disc golf, and then because we would at that time we had Thanksgiving dinner at my parents' house, and then after Thanksgiving dinner we would have board games all night long. Not actually all night long, but until late in the night. Everyone picked one board game, we all played it, and whoever won or accumulated the most points got to keep this hideous trophy until the next year. It was very fun. I think my dad still has that thing, but we would play disc golf in the morning, come back, eat dinner, board game it up the rest of the night.
When I first got into disc golf, it wasn't a little bit until my brother and dad would get into it. It took a little bit.
My brother's the one that got me in.
Yeah.
And then my dad is
my dad at
still
first
not
would caddy for me. Now he's hooked, and now my mom plays too.
Yeah, my dad's still not into disc golf, but he enjoys playing it. So if I text him, he'll go play.
Yeah. There's one in here that was really, really funny. Wait, what is? Oh, I aced with my buddies. This is Wes Bestern, Gray Vinny, that said, I aced with my buddies brand new Champ Rhino earlier this year, and a local rule: if you ace with a disc, it's now your disc. I felt guilty about it, so I surprised him with an old Champ Glow Rhino as a replacement. That's hilarious.
That's a good rule.
We got to start doing that in videos, occasionally. Just you get to a hole that's really aceable. Just
if I ace with and our whole bag's up for grabs. You pull any disc out of my bag. If you ace with it, it's yours.
Yeah, that would be, yikes. That would be crazy. This one's really funny. Drank so much eggnog at my ex-brother-in-law's house that I threw my friend Randy's stalker instead of my T-Bird. And boy, I'll tell you, there just ain't nothing like a T-Bird. That's funny. There's nothing more. I think it's only happened to me once or twice ever, because it's kind of hard to do unless you have certain discs that it would happen with. But if you accidentally grab the wrong disc and make it to the point of throwing it, I mean, it'll make your brain explode like nothing. You're just you cannot comprehend it. And then it hits you and you're like, well, that was not the disc. And I've done it only a couple times, but it is so fun.
I used to do it a lot more when I cycled destroyers and stuff, because I would have my favorite colors. And so there would be times where I had 2 destroyers or 2 Thunderbirds that are almost the same color.
Yeah.
One would be really overstable and one would be understable, and I'd go to throw the understable one on a max distance shot.
Yeah.
And just rip it on hyzer to flip up and just watch it sail left and just be like, man, I really did not hit that thing hard, did I?
Yeah.
And then find out, no, you threw it fine. It was just the overstable.
Gage says, my wife and daughter didn't realize there were different molds. They just picked the colors they liked. All 5 discs I got that year were Thrashers. Got lucky. That's one of my favorite molds.
That's funny.
One of my first discs that was gifted was an Ultra Star.
Nice.
Like my aunt that year that I got.
That's nothing. I mean,
my
at least it's a
discs.
usable thing.
Yeah, she got me an Ultra Star. Didn't realize what, and I like told her I was like I actually was like kind of into like that. I was watching the Brody Smith videos at that point. I didn't really have a nice Ultra Stars, and I had thought about buying them before. So I was like trying to convince her the rest of the Christmas that like, no, this is cool. Like I'm totally down. I had 2 of them. I got 2 of them from her.
That's always the worst when you like open a gift that you like, but
Right.
it wasn't what you wanted or expected.
I know.
And so like your initial reaction isn't the like that they expect. And so it's like,
Well, for me,
or you have to like explain, like they'll say something, you'll be like, well, this isn't that, but like I really like this. And then the whole time they're like,
They don't
oh,
think-
he hates it. He's just
yeah.
putting on a show. And you're like, no, like I actually like this. It's not a disc.
Yeah. I feel like that year too, I was getting so many discs, like I would open those and that you could already see all the disc off discs, and they're like obviously way different. But there's a really funny picture I posted on my Instagram. I don't think it's still on there. I feel like I archived it for some reason. I don't know why.
You deleted like all your Instagram posts.
I didn't delete them. They're just archived. They're just cringy. But it's like
We gotta
all
admit, that'll be
the-
a punishment. You have to unarchive your Instagram.
I wouldn't care. It's like they're not that bad. It's all of my discs I got that year, and then there's like 2 giant Ultra Stars next to it, and my Fade Gear Crunch.
Heck yeah.
Or no, it was a Fade Gear tournament bag. It was the bigger one. It wasn't the Crunch box. That was a smaller one because I needed. That bag was sick. I wish I still had that bag. Let's see if there's any more interesting ones. This guy got socks with his face on them playing disc golf.
That's cool.
That's pretty cool. Me and my doubles partner in college, we wore socks with each other's face on them at nationals. That's just how we rolled. Maybe that's why we're not winning. We need to start taking it up to
We
that
need to get
level.
some socks with their faces
Yeah, with
on
each
them.
other's faces on them.
I'm willing.
We already wear shirts, I guess, that have each other's faces on them sometimes.
We can take it to the socks.
Anyways.
And
all
if,
right.
if that doesn't work, we'll take it to the underwear.
Have a Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah, hopefully you had a great Christmas. Hope you have an incredible New Year. Set some lofty goals for yourself,
What's your rating goal?
Tweet at us.
Maybe I'll get to 950.
Tweet at us your disc golf New Year's resolution. Tag us in it. Let us know what you're working towards over on Twitter at FDG_Hunter_T or at FoundationDG. That's our Twitters. Just tweet at us and let us know your New Year's resolution. We'll see you. Will the next episode they listen in the new year?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
We'll see you next year.
Incredible 2022. Appreciate you all. We'll see you in the new year.